Yo, man, welcome back to another episode of that Stay Off My Grass pod. You got your boy Suns fan Randy in the building. You got Jerry Jared. What's going on with you,
Ooh,
man?
shit, nothing much, man. Nothing much.
Nothing much.
I
Hey,
mean,
man.
actually, I've been buying more team gear, because I be feeling like I don't fit because every time I pull up, you got a new shirt on. I just got this shirt from them. Yeah, I'm trying to step my game up.
Yes, sir. You definitely got to hop in that team shop and get that 20% off. They always sending me discounts and always whatever. So I got so much Sun stuff. It's I'm running out of space. But anyways, man, we coming to y'all with another special All-Star Game edition. You know what I'm saying? Midway season grades and stuff like that. So we just gonna hop straight into it, man. So first thing I want to talk about is I just want to talk about how just like our off season predictions and just now we're halfway through the season and how they aged and stuff like that.
Mm.
So how do you feel like as you could go first, I guess, since yours went kind of way left. How do you feel like how you predicted the season to go and how it is now? Like how far fetched or like how far did you veer off from what you was expecting?
All right, let me just give you like a little intro. So the Lakers are like that kid that you just know like has the possible like the just the wherewithal to be great, but then like they just keep slipping in the cracks. Forks in the road. That's the Lakers representing to me so far this season. But since we're talking about giving teams grades, I would say the Lakers, they should have been at this point. They should be like an A minus, the least B plus. But the grade I give the Lakers right now is just a C, not a C minus, not a C plus. It's just a C because they've done enough to stay in the race, but they haven't done anything exuberant or exceeding or anything like where they're just like top of the line where it deserves top credit. So I feel like a C because they've just middle of the pack. You're not failing. You're not out the playoff race. And you're not actually like you're not a top class the honor students right now. So you just falling in midline.
Yeah, I mean that's a good date, but I just like I was telling you and giving y'all grief in the group chat. It's just like in August, man, y'all was saying so much stuff, so much the Lakers is gonna be this, Russell Westbrook gonna come in and fit in that, and all this other stuff. So with all that stuff being said, what do you think um going forward would be something for y'all to, you know what I'm saying, to like get it and piece it together to try to like make that push later on in the second half of the season?
So like I said, first semester, I'm gonna give them a C, but I feel like the Lakers they can boost that C up to at least like a B. They can finish the season not too bad. I feel like especially hear me out now since I don't know. I think the Clippers lost their last game, but you guys are still
Yeah,
number one seed. The Suns they just lost Chris Paul for Lord knows how long, right?
yeah,
And we've seen how you guys play without Chris Paul, right? For extended periods of time, or any team that sees the Chris Paul effect, as we all know it to be, when he's not with that team for a certain amount of time. But if we can catch, we might be able to catch y'all slipping if CP3 is out for the first round. But he probably won't be out that long. But that's how the Lakers can upgrade their season, just finish it strong with a nice playoff presence.
all right. So to kind of like let me just kind of like direct you a little bit, and you got the idea right, you know what I'm saying, but it's just like I said, I feel like if you in that national narrative or you just don't really pay attention to the Suns, you would kind of wouldn't know. So he went out, he got an MRI. They never really released the results of his MRI, but he got one the same or the next day after. I think it's just like sprained thumb. They say he still might be a good to go for the All-Star game, so I think that if he played in the All-Star game, I think he'd be good. But without, we haven't seen much of the Suns without CP3 for the longest. For as long as we had him, he's been playing. He's played in almost every game that we, you know what I'm saying. He hasn't missed maybe, but probably 2 games entire, and those were like at the end of the year. Like these are, you know what I'm saying. The seeds are already like settled. It was just like so. I got to give him credit for the most part of staying healthy for the majority of his tenure as a Sun. But from what I was saying, in my prediction in the preseason is I feel like everything that I was predicting is just coming into fruition. Even though, yes, like people like you, Trey, and all these other people want to try to be like, oh, it's the CP3 effect, and they just want to give the whole CP3 like all the credit. But it's
See,
the
y'all don't got a
CP3
backup point
effect.
guard now. Y'all don't have a backup point guard like that. Cameron Payne, like you said, you on record saying he's trash. So we're gonna see if the Chris Paul effect is really
Regular season campaign is buns or like he definitely has some Buns tendencies. But like I was saying, if you don't pay attention, you don't know. We picked up Aaron Holiday, and I'm really liking him. He's looking like Javon Carter. He was real good for us. And then on top of that, Alfred Payton been kind of like serviceable, but like I said, at the back point guard position, and then Cameron Payne is hurt right now too. So I think he might be returning too after the All-Star break. So,
But
but I
not
go
having
ahead.
Chris Paul, you still gonna get that drop off from those guys. No, they're not gonna. It's cool, they're okay backups, but Chris Paul versus Alfred Payton, Chris Paul versus Aaron Holiday, my bad, Aaron Holiday, Chris Paul versus Jerron Carter. You're not gonna get the same level of production from those guys.
100%. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not gonna get the same drop. It's gonna be a drop off in production for sure. So,
well, like I said, I feel like even though with that being said, like I'm saying, if you watch the Suns and you know that it's not all CP3, and like yes, CP3 goes out and puts out numbers that look kind of like at the end of the game, it looks like, oh dang, CP3 really was like balling the whole entire game. But if you sat down and watched the Suns game, like CP3 does all his damage in the fourth quarter. Like if you watch, he literally paces himself. He does absolutely nothing, like nothing but distribute and just facilitate and game manage up in 1 through 3. And in the fourth quarter, he'll go and pull off, like he'll go get 8 straight points or 12 straight points or put all the clutch buckets together. But up until like that fourth quarter, he'll walk into the fourth quarter with maybe 4 to 6 points. And then he'll walk out with 20 and then 19 assists. So it's just like
his impact on the floor, it's just too much to you're gonna get a drop off. I don't care if he's not scoring points. I don't care if he's not getting assists, but him making the right read or him setting a little down screen or him just being his floor presence. His floor presence changes how the Suns play basketball, and that's for sure.
I will give you, but like I said, I feel like even if I've been interested just to see what we look like without him. So like I said, even though like I said, it's a bad thing that he went down, I'm interested to see how we play without him, just to see like where we are, how far we got to go. In a sense of, like I said, I don't like point book. We don't have a lot of backup, you know what I'm saying? Or we do have a couple of backup point guards, but it's just like those are still like to be determined or whatever the case may be. Or so the you know what I'm saying? The jury's still out on them. So it's going to be interesting, but I don't think that we will fall off like as hard as you trying to say. Like, I don't think we're going to be like, we're here and then all of a sudden we fall down here without CP3. Like, without CP3, we're here. We probably go down about right here. Like,
hear me out is why I say that. Same caliber or same leadership role that Draymond Green has with the Warriors, I would say CP3 has with the Suns. And when Draymond is not playing, even though he's not a stat sheet stuffer, just his presence on the floor, no matter what he's doing, it affects how the Warriors win and how the Warriors play basketball. So just a little comparison. I know you're saying I'm probably not watching as much Suns games as you, but just the drop off in production we're going to see for the time being if he's out.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. So, but to shift it back over to your side, put the ball back in your court, just ruffle up your feathers a little bit. So, man, in August, I told everybody, I asked everybody, I was like, look, is AD one more injury away, one more injured season away from, is it time to trade him, or is it just be like, I'm gonna just rock with him? And I just want to know right now, like I said, I asked in August, and everybody was like, no, he good, he not gonna get hurt. He bulked up, he gained some baby fat, and I got him on the program now, and he gonna take care of his body. All these are soft tissue injuries and So now at All-Star break, with him with a sprained ankle, going to be evaluated in what, 4 weeks, or is it 2 weeks?
4.
In 4 weeks. How do you feel about Anthony Davis and your stance on that? Do you still on that, or what side of the spectrum are you on now?
Okay. Let me just talk about his injury first. He's gonna be out for 4 weeks for sure. It's like a foot sprain, ankle sprain type deal. With Anthony Davis, I feel here's one side of it. I think the fact that he's so injury prone, the Lakers can definitely use that against him when it comes to contract time. Like, we can give you more money, or we can give you less money because you don't play this many games. They can use that in contract bargaining for AD. They can, restructure his contract to say like, yo, we'll pay you this much, you play this many games, or some type of deal with that. I feel like you can use that against him. But if you trade AD, you can get a haul back for sure. Like, it's teams that would love to have AD on their team, injury prone or not. But my big point with AD is that AD needs another center on the floor. AD is a power forward. He is not a center, and I've been saying that. He needs the JaVale McGee or the Dwight Howard that is getting playing time. AD is a small ball center. He should be playing the 4. I can go point to all the videos, all the highlights. AD plays much better when he has a big man center beside him. DeMarcus Cousins. Oh yeah, get out of here.
Like I said, I was telling you earlier, just like I was saying earlier, y'all have a center. Y'all have Dwight Howard. Yes, I agree with you that he is not a center. Like him running the center or the 5 is like it's too much for him. It's too much of a workload for him to handle and stuff like that. So I agree with you on that in that stance. You guys went out and got centers, and in August, y'all was like DJ. We just signed DJ. He about to play like Clifford DJ, and on top of that, we just re-signed Dwight, and he about to be like the Bubba Dwight, and y'all still have Dwight. So it's like I don't understand
Dwight does not get minutes. Frank Vogel does not put him in. That was the game.
Dwight is the reason why he don't get minutes. Dwight can't stay out of foul trouble. Dwight can't stay on the floor for long stretches of time.
Frank, bro, he hasn't played in like 3 games. Frank don't even give him the chance to get in foul trouble no more. I would like for Dwight Howard. He got 6 fouls. Why not use him? That's fine if he get in foul trouble. But he needs to be on the AD needs to be on the floor some of the game with another center. And that's my main point. He needs to be on the floor with another center for sure.
I don't know. I feel
the big by himself. He has to do too much. AD, don't get me wrong, is a good defensive player, but when he has a center that plays beside him, he's able to do more. He don't gotta get the stop and grab the rebound. He got his other boy for that. JaVale McGee, when he played for the Lakers, he probably played about like 20 to 15 minutes a game, just at the start of the game and at the start of halftime. That was enough to get AD into shape and have him playing alongside someone that complements him. AD looks better. He's much more complimented when he has a center.
And like I'm saying to you, is why the reason I'm not giving no passes on that is who is the reason why Dwight is not starting at the center? AD. Do you not remember when we served y'all down by 30 points and he started fighting with Dwight? So what are you talking about? Like, oh, this damsel in distress. Like, oh, we don't have the pieces. You have the pieces. This is your fault. You got to take some accountability.
I'm not saying we need to go get a center. I'm saying he needs to play with the center. We got 2 of the motherfuckers on our bench. I don't know why they're not playing.
But I'm just saying. Go ahead.
But that's my point. AD needs a center. But like I said, if you trade AD, you can definitely get a haul back. You can definitely get a lot back and get picks, players, and whatever it might serve you to win. But if the Lakers trade AD, they're going straight into rebuild, and I don't think they want to start from complete scratch from rebuilding again. I don't think they want to go through it that long. But
So just to switch gears a little bit. So with that being said, who would you kind of say? Oh, you about to say something?
Yeah. All right, hear me out. So Joel Embiid playing MVP basketball right now. I was just about to. You AD possibly has the same capabilities of doing the same thing if you get a complete healthy season of AD. But earlier in the season when we got stretches of AD and he was healthy, he wasn't playing to that point. It took for him to get injured to realize, like, oh snap, this is how I need to be playing. And that in the stretch he played before he had the second injury. But you keep AD and you can get a gamble like Joel Embiid, because the main concern with Joel Embiid every season has been health and how many games is he gonna play. That's why he didn't win MVP last year and they gave it to Joker. But he has he has the games played this season, which is a weird occurrence for Embiid because he's been just as injury riddled with AD. Don't get me for sure. So I'm just saying, like, you keep AD, it's not you risk. You can gamble like, damn, he might have an MVP season, just one season, and we need to keep him around for that. But
man, like I said, I feel like with that, everybody, my thing is that I want Laker fans to accept that bubble AD was a thing. As much as y'all try to denounce it and be like, oh no, he been like that and like, no, bubble AD was a thing. That was the best stretch of games or like the best stretch of his career that he's ever had in his life. Like, I swear to you, like, that was the scariest AD has ever looked. I was like, if he came out the bubble playing like anything like that, like, this dude is a problem. He was out dribbling, handling, hitting threes, driving to the hole, getting fouled, and out blocking shots. I was like, this dude is literally scary. But like I said, like, after that, it's like, okay, he can strive in that environment because y'all played 16, 20 games in the bubble. So it's just like that's his perfect window. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I feel like a lot of Laker fans try to be like they try to cap for him and be like, oh no, bubble AD, nah, it's not a thing. He like that, and it's just like, bro, he is who we
I
thought
get
we
what
were.
you're saying in the sense that he played like a different player in the bubble, but this is what we know Anthony Davis can do at his highest form. Am I wrong? We
But
know if AD is locked in and healthy, this is how he will play, right?
that's not necessarily true because there's a lot of players in that bubble that was going crazy that hadn't gone that crazy. Like T.J. Warren, I don't even think he's played since the bubble. Jimmy Butler was going crazy in the bubble, even though he was kind of lingering in the MVP talks. Jamal Murray, Donovan Mitchell was just going absolutely nuts, and like you know what I'm saying. Outside of that, like they don't play like they played in the bubble. But anyways, go ahead.
The bubble. You get a drop off in the bubble versus the NBA season because remember the NBA season in 2020 ended in March. I don't think they start playing games again until the summertime. So you know when you just get back out on the floor, you're like, yo, I'm gonna just lay it all on the line because I have a chance. And it was a different mentality for players playing in the bubble for sure. Like it's like I've been off for 4 months. Like I'm gonna go out here and let it hang. But bubble AD, it was it's. I don't think I have the right words to say this, but it was a glimpse of what AD could do given being healthy, given not missing games, given tapped into that mode, whatever he's in. Bubble AD is it's a person, it exists because it happened, right? But right. I'm just saying, like, we know that this is AD, this is his capability. This is what he can play like.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm not disputing that's what he can play like. But bubble AD is just bubble AD. Bubble AD is bubble AD. Like that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Outside of bubble, this I wouldn't say he's playing this bad, but this is kind of who he's been. Just a guy that's really good, that's always hurt all the time. But to switch it over, more about the halfway mark of the league. So who do you have? And since we started off, I kind of called it in November or whatever the case, October. So who do you think is going to finish off with the MVP? I'd say I predicted Ja Morant was going to be in the talks for MVP. And now like we kind of got a little like top 5 MVP in the vote. And so who do you think is going to finish out with the MVP?
My early season candidate was Steph Curry. But as I'm progressing on the season, I like Joker going back to back.
I can't get mad at him.
He been balling. Balling, game-winning assists, 40 points, and he just doing it like it's nothing. And he don't get the coverage in the league that if someone else on the coast was doing or playing like this, that would be getting. It's just like, damn, like yo, he's the MVP every night, and I think he deserves it. And I seen a tweet that said, does not Joel Embiid, my bad. Jokic, do voters already have voter fatigue and voting for Jokic again for MVP? Because it's like, damn, this is just how he regularly plays. Kind of like, you know, how LeBron had the voter fatigue. They didn't give him too many MVPs after his fourth one. He's only won 4, but yeah, I would love to see Joker get it, but I think it's gonna go to Embiid. Lo and behold, he finishes the season healthy.
Yeah, I think Embiid can get it if he can keep it up. I don't know if his usage is going to go down since James Harden is there, so he might be coming off the ball a little bit more. But if he can kind of keep his numbers and just, you know what I'm saying, stay healthy, I think Embiid got it. I think Ja Morant can have the potential to kind of creep up. He went down with a little ankle injury, or like he be dealing with ankle injuries like in between, so that can kind of hurt him. But I think that if Ja Morant can kind of finish in the top 3, I'll be happy with it. But I would probably say I got Embiid, Joker, and Ja Morant, but I feel like Giannis could definitely jump Ja Morant because Giannis has been going.
Ja Morant is going to get the most improved player. And I say this because I was listening to someone talk, and they were like, yo, if you look at the course of the most improved players over the last 10 seasons, it's been players that were like fringe stars that made the jump to superstars. Brandon Ingram or Julius Randle or even Paul George got it back in 2012, or I want to say, but I don't think Ja Morant, he's not in the MVP combo because it's more of like maybe he can finish 3rd, but he's for sure going to win the most improved player. That's his award to take home at the end of the season. I don't think MVP. It's for the MVP is for the big man.
Yeah, and to wrap it up, man. So, what do you think that the Lakers need to do? I'm gonna tell you what I think the Suns need to do to kind of finish up the season and kind of get it to where you go, or like where's your head at for your team at this point in the season, and I'll tell you where my head is at with my team.
My head is for the Lakers. I want the Lakers to finish the season in this next however many games. You need to finish in the 7th or the 8th seed. For one, if the Lakers stay at a 9 or 10 seed and they have to win 2 playoff games to get into the playoffs,
playing games.
If they have to win 2 play-ins to get into the playoffs, they won't do it. I think they just need to win that one game, get into a series, get on the road, and then get those 2 games back in home. I just think they can't play in a 9th or 10th spot. 9th or 10th is like pretty much you're not good enough. I feel like they can finish 7th or 8th, and they should definitely finish 7th or 8th because we're only a game and a half or a game behind the Clippers, and we play them after the All-Star break. So big game, and this will be the telling point for the rest of the season. They need to finish 7th or 8th for playoff.
I think y'all like 4 or 5 games behind Minnesota, so I don't know if y'all gonna catch them for that 7th spot. So I don't know about that. But to switch on over to us, where my mindset is I feel like my thing is with the Suns. I feel like one major thing is just I want us to keep our composure or just develop our composure more, just with the referees officiating and just, you know what I'm saying, not letting emotions and moments kind of make us lose games. I want us to kind of adopt like that Spurs kind of mentality when it comes to that. It's just like never too high, never too low. We don't really react to stuff. We just continue to play. I think I'm cool with the first seed overall. I don't really I honestly, truly, I don't really see anybody like in the West that can really give us a problem in the playoffs. Not trying to speak out of cockiness, but it's just I don't really see anybody that's like I said. I feel like when I watch other teams and I watch other teams play, it's just like we play so much different, and I feel like we're so ahead of other people. It's just like I don't think in a 7-game series, but like I said, we don't know. We don't know how teams are going to adjust and play us on defense and stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see. But I just think that if we keep doing what we're doing and just, stay healthy, I think we'll be right back in the finals again this year. So this year. So
I did want to say about the Suns is that I don't think no team can, beat them in the playoffs. But I think if they played a Game 7, they would definitely win a Game 7 if it went there. I think there'll definitely be a tough out in the playoffs, and if they made a Game 7, I don't think they would lose. But I mean, you do have Chris Paul, and Game 7 and Chris Paul is.
We got Devin Booker too, so don't forget about it. Devin Armani Booker, man. But till next time, man, we're gonna catch y'all again, man. So, peace.
Peace.